Guys, this is not going to be rocket science. This is going to be the thing that will help shift the ground underneath you and change your circumstance. When everybody else is sitting back crying, you said, I decided to be a creator and do it. Get out there and put something on the line. A lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. But this 40%, great, awesome. I expect to see a ton of people doing dials, a ton of people doing mailers, a ton of people who advertise on Zillow. And this is a great spot, man. I know a guy, great dude, great investor. When he told me how he was doing it, I thought it was crazy. He's going to Zillow and getting owner finance deals, but he built his portfolio doing just that. So I know after we sat down and he showed me, I said, doggone, I'm an agent, and a lot of agents don't even know how to do this. They don't know how to do this. But if you decided you wanted to show up to this stream or you want to watch this, you want to learn how to do it, like and follow me, yo.
Congratulations, well done.
You just opened the bag, and it's a bag that's so deep. Trust me. Next story. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's going on with this next one. Because boy, I tell you, this is
Tonight in our deep dive, move over 30-year mortgage. The Trump administration is moving forward with the plan to introduce a 50-year fixed-rate mortgage, a reform officials believe could make homeownership more feasible for millions of Americans amid soaring prices and affordability concerns. Now, President Trump first floated the idea Saturday on social media, but not everyone is a fan. Critics warn extending mortgages that long, it can essentially result in people paying far more interest and potentially trap borrowers in debt for a lifetime. Alex Jaquez is Chief of Policy and Advocacy at Groundwork Collaborative and previously served on the White House National Economic Council. Alex, thank you for joining us. Now, extending a mortgage from 30 to 50 years, it could potentially drop the monthly payment, but there are drawbacks. What are they?
That's right. So Trump is obviously trying to find an answer on affordability for housing, which right now we're seeing one of the worst housing markets that we've seen in recent times. And so the 50-year mortgage is a play to.
okay. So y'all first of all, I can hear it already. Leon, you said this is going to be a great market and this is the great market 2026, and he's saying it's the worst market. It is bad for the ignorant. If you're dumb and you don't know anything about real estate, it's bad for you. If you just own a home and you just bought a piece of property because you needed a roof over your head, but you never took the time to look at your rate and what that means, if it's fixed, or you didn't do any deep dive to it, you don't know that your taxes are going to go up based on appreciation. It sucks for you. You're the one that it sucks for, okay? People who are educated, it doesn't suck. Because you thought that the market was awesome in 2020. And I saw a lot of investors jumping in. They got to do fix and flips, man. They like, yo, this is our time. This is what we do. No, money's made when things are shitty. I said that. Money's made when things are just terrible and when they're bad. That's when money's made. Some of the top blue chip companies that we know of started during the Great Depression. And I don't want to get away from this. But he's about to talk about how bad. And I haven't even seen this. I can see it already. Okay. I haven't even looked at this. My first time looking at how bad this 50-year mortgage plan is. When he's done, I'm going to tell you how good it is.
Lower people's monthly mortgage payments. But the downside is, especially early on, all of that payment will be going to interest. And of course, since you're paying over 50 years and not over 30 years, you're going to be paying off that mortgage for a lot longer. So the details are still to be worked out, but it looks to be like the president's looking for a quick fix to a market that is fundamentally broken right now.
Now, besides a potentially lower monthly payment, are there any other potential advantages for homeowners?
Well, if you're refinancing, you lock in a low rate for a long period of time, like those who managed to refinance when interest rates were low during the post-COVID era. Locking in those rates for a 50-year time period can, of course, be advantageous. Of course, most people do not spend 30 or 50 years in their home and tend to refinance or sell after 7 to 9 years. And so there would clearly be a lot of buying and selling within that 50-year period, but it's hard to estimate exactly how this new mortgage product would impact the market right now, given that housing starts are so low, given that the sales turnover right now is so low, and that consumers are extremely depressed. We saw consumer sentiment numbers last week that were the second lowest recorded of all time. So families are not buying right now.
Now, the
All right. So consumer sentiment, yeah, it is low. Like I said, for the average consumer wanting to buy a house or wanting to actually sell a house, no understanding of the market. But for you guys that show up at Real Estate Lunchbox, you have the advantage. Okay. This 50-year mortgage is nothing but a choice. And the problem is they roll it out or they're speaking about it and they're creating doom and gloom already. But if I amortized a $300,000 mortgage over 50 years, that's a lot of money paid to the bank, but that's a lower monthly payment depending on what your goal is. And you do not have to do 50 years. Some people will do this 50 years. Some people will do the 15 years. Some people will do the 20, 30 years. If you can do the 15-year and you can make that payment work, I always say do it and make it work. Get in and get out. But if you know you're going to be selling that home, okay, probably in the next 5 years, you may want to look at that product. Now, granted, if you're going to pay your payment, you got to consider that most of your money is going to go towards your interest during that time. But if you need the mobility, if you just want to sit on a property and you want to rent it out, if you know you're going to move and you just want this starter home to be something that you have it set up for rent, think about how the rental rates will go up. And you will have a fixed rate on a 50-year that stays low. And your renters now will come in and they will pay you based on what the rental rate is at that time. So what does that mean for you? Cash flow. Because money right now is a piece of paper, guys. Trust, it's a piece of paper. Money's trash. The debt system to actually using debt to actually buy these assets, structuring it should be the most important thing. That should be what you know. Not that you get the lowest rate, not that you're in it for 5 years, not that you're in it for 4, not any of that other stuff. Come on, man. If you can get in and you get it and your payment is much lower, you need to plot from your entrance. And this is what we do in real estate. This is what investors do. Investors have to have exit strategies. I've had so many investors I've spoken to, dealt business with. Think about it. 18 years, dude, I've done hundreds of homes. Come on now. Don't play your boy. Okay? Don't play your boy. Can I get a round of applause? I mean, yeah. It hurts sometimes too. Don't get it twisted. All right? But investors come in. We want a cash flow in the property. That's what we're looking for. A 50-year rate in place, lower monthly payment, higher rents in the area. We let that money just ride. Yeah, we paying interest to them. Yeah, okay, I got you. Like, Leon, that's, you know how much money that is? That's a 1.5 in interest. Dude, listen, you got into the house for little or nothing. You got 50 years. Your rate is going to stay the freaking same. And if it drops, you can go lower. You can refinance for something lower. You can refinance to that 15, that 20, that 30 if it drops. Okay? And you're so concerned about that. Okay, so concerned. But at the end of the day, it's about what goes into your pocket each month, each year. It's about the expenses to maintain that asset. And this may be a good way. I can see somebody getting into this 50-year saying something happens and then they need to hop out of the 50-year. Now I'm gonna keep it moving because I ain't even get started yet, and I got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. But don't let them deceive you, man. This 50-year rate it's not for everybody, but it can be for you if you plot it and you plan it out right. If you're in the market right now, you're dealing with a property that you've done a fix and flip on, and you need to convert it into something solid. Or if you want to buy another piece of property and you want to scale your portfolio, this is the product for you. Okay? 0 points on your loan when you close with Legacy Peak Funding. Legacy Peak Capital. 0 points on your loan. Okay? 0 points. You can close faster. You can scale faster. Traditional people loans will have you at 1 to 3%. I said it, and I'll tell the story again. I've had a client, multiple clients, who decided to buy property using their second home because the rate, getting a second home mortgage, simply because the rates were better. What they lost was the fact that they were going to have an asset put under their LLC. By the time they closed, they could not. They could turn and transfer it into it, but guess what? You don't have to do that. That means you can come in owning the property under your LLC. You've got cash flow already going into the bank account for the LLC. You can go and get a debt or loan. You can establish debt or get a loan from the nearest bank saying, hey, this is my profit and loss. This is my income and expense for this asset, for this business. Give me more money and scale your business. Go get your credit cards that you need to do your business. Go get those things. Do it with a DSCR loan simply because it is a commercial loan. This is how you build smart. This is how you build smart. 0 points when it comes to closing it. Don't say I didn't tell you it. Go do whatever else you want to do after that. and if you decide, hey, Leon, I don't really want that. I just want to get some money to get stuff. I just want to start somewhere. I just need cash to open that bakery, to buy that piece of land that you can't get finance for. Guess what? Legacy Peak also has an unsecured funding program. You can get a loan, unsecured loan, up to $500,000 with terms 3, 5, and 7-year terms, starting as low as 5%. You can't beat it. I've put people in this already. They've loved it. I can't tell you, but so much about it. You got to experience it, and you get that money. You get approved within 24 to 48 hours. And you get that money when you go through your first round. You can have that money. If you do it on a Tuesday before 12, you may have that money in your bank account before 5. First thing in the morning when you wake up. Some of y'all ain't listen, but it's Legacy Peak Capital. Great people to work with. I tell you, I'm an affiliate. I'm also an associate broker. I told you I like the